Hello and welcome to Eden Live, where I am reading all of Eden by FREI live on Facebook and on YouTube. And eventually the recorded clips then make their way onto Instagram, IGTV. Normally at the moment with a bit of a delay. This has something to do with Instagram, not with my own personal account there or with my connection. This is just an Instagram-wide issue apparently. It's slightly longer videos. They seem to be taking longer than usual to upload, but we have all the time in the world, have we not? And so it doesn't really matter. The only other thing I have to announce today, before we get into the reading proper, is that the hardback edition of Angel, I mentioned this probably about a week ago. This is the brand new second edition of the hardcover edition of Angel. This is now finally out. It should have appeared, or was meant to appear, on Thursday last week, but there was a tiny technical glitch as well, which had to do with the actual book itself, with the layout of the actual pages inside the book. But we found it, we corrected them, we fixed it, and now this book should be flawless, I hope. And it is available now. It's now been released, and that means that you can get it anywhere you like. You can go to your favorite online bookseller, or even better, go to your favorite bricks and mortar local bookseller, because if you order it there, then your local bookseller will get a fair chunk of the cover price, and that will keep them in business. Whereas if you order it off your favorite online bookseller, then they will get yet more revenue. I get very little either way, because that's the way it is in book publishing. But that's just in case you wanted to read the novel Angel as a hardcover. It's also out in paperback and on Kindle and as an EPUB, obviously. And you just Google it and then you'll find it. That's easy. We are in a completely different kettle of fish. We are in Eden by FREI, volume 2, which is called Heart. And today is the turn of chapter 8, which is called JoJo. Today is unusual in that it passes slowly. This is unheard of, more or less. For the third time in a row, I look at the clock, or the watch, or the phone, and I think, it's not gone 11. Oh, it's only just coming up 1. It's not even 3. Normally, it's, what? 6 o'clock in the afternoon already, I need to get in the shower, otherwise I'll be late for the theatre, the cinema, the drinks, or the dinner, or sometimes the gig. But today, I'm running early, and that's unusual, and I'm wholly unrushed and wholly unpressured, and really quite happy. The sun is out, it's as hot as summer, though it's only April, and the time is barely 2:30 in the afternoon, all of which is new. The reason today passes more slowly than usual is probably because I've been up and functional since about 10. And the reason I've been up and functional since about 10 is that I went to bed about 2, which for me is early. And the reason I went to bed about 2 is that in bed also was JoJo, and I wanted to be with him, and that's unusual too. I'm changing his name here as well, by the way. Not that not doing so would land him in trouble, or me for that matter, I don't think, but I don't know whether he'd want to be named. I don't want to ask him like making a big deal of things. And I'm not of a disposition to make a big deal of things generally, really. Everything's a little different since JoJo's arrived 3 days ago. By coincidence, he arrived on the day Maxwell departed. Within hours, everything changed. Gone is the stuff and the friendly but heavy presence of a man who doesn't really want to be here, but doesn't not want to be here either, who seems to lack all sense of humour, but still retains a modest charm, who has brilliance concealed by sluggish thinking and earthy inaction. Gone is the farmer who somehow found himself in a city, who almost by fluke made it to London and into my life, where, for a while, I thought he ought to stay, but from where to know him departed, I thank my angels, God, the universe, and all that is in and around it, because after I previously had asked all of them for him, they have shown themselves wise and forgiving by putting him there for me just long enough to see what that would be like, and then, without fuss or damage, taking him away again. No questions asked. Thank you, angels. Thank you, God. Universe and all that is in and around you. Thank you. JoJo is more than a breath of fresh air. He's a tonic, a breeze to keep you alive and awake, and he's done what I couldn't expect he would do, but still knew he would. He's come back, if only for a few days, and so while we're not sleeping together as in sleeping together now, we're sleeping together as in sleeping together, and I like him next to me in my bed, and sometimes it happens that I snuggle up to him, and when he gets up at an unfeasible hour in the morning to go to work, I briefly stir, sensing him unclasp himself from my probably too firm embrace. And because the sun is already shining and I had a good dinner with him the night before, which he cooked, and because he's the only person I've ever known to come and go like a cat, unperturbed, unencumbered, loyal, but free, dictated by his external needs maybe more than by his internal wants, but nonetheless appreciative of the shelter, attention, and strokes for his warm body and reciprocal appreciation of his comforting presence I can offer, he wandered back into my existence, and I have no idea how long he's going to be here for, but while he's here I am happy, and because I am happy I like to be near him. And so when he's home, I go to bed early so I can go to bed with him. And because I go to bed early, I wake up calm and rested, even though I don't sleep anywhere near as soundly as I do on my own. And the day passes more slowly than it normally does. And I think maybe the day passes more slowly because without knowing it, or being aware of it, or consciously acknowledging it, I am waiting for him to come back. And part of me wonders if that has a meaning. And an even more reticent part of me wonders if, should it indeed have a meaning, that meaning is that I am slowly changing at last. And if that is the case, then what exactly, in turn, does that mean? And that is it for today. And yes, in case you wondered, that was one sentence there, stretching over just about 2 pages. It's the kind of thing they tell you not to do in writing class. But I think one of the greatest pleasures in life is doing the things they say you cannot do. And that's a quote, by the way. This is not me who came up with that observation. But I can't remember, unfortunately, off the top of my head, who originally said it. It's on my website somewhere. But in any case, be that as it may, so much for today, and therefore also for this week. I will see you again next time, whenever that may be in your world. In my world, next time will be next Monday, because in my world it is currently Wednesday evening, and I'm doing this twice a week on a twice weekly basis, as you may know. So in these strange and stranger times, when we are about to not quite go into a second lockdown, I hope you are well. I wish you well. Do stay safe and sane if you can, and do not despair. This too, I'm sure, shall pass somehow. And take good care, and love and let love, and see you very soon. Bye-bye.